What is going on, my Inner Circle Lounge family? What is going on, YouTube? Welcome the heck on in. I hope you guys are having a great one and a great start to 2025. Today, we are covering my Abyss Firestaff build, and we're going to be talking about the build that I have been using in PvP that I have been enjoying quite a bit. It's my main build, probably my absolute favorite. So let's dive right into it, and let's not beat around the bush here. Let's get down to it. So first off, we are running medium with the Void Darkplate chest piece. So start with the artifact to let you know what it is. Void Darkplate, you're able to acquire this from Barnacles and Black Powder. You will get this from the last boss. You must complete the Barnacles and Black Powder on a M1, 2, or 3. If you're just farming for the chest plate, do M1s and M2s and just save yourself the headache. You get it after within at least 5 runs. You get a 20% mercy every run you don't get it. So you at least know by run number 5, if you haven't gotten it, you're going to get it next time that boss drops that loot. So that is something you want to do. Comes with Enchanted Ward and Physical Aversion once you have those unlocked or done their quest pieces. And then finally, I put health on it just to make sure the piece was versatile and not locked in to only being able to use my Firestaff. We are running Ignited Opals on all of our gear. Ignited Opals will give us 2% elemental ward, and it will give us 2% extra fire damage. So you do the math, 5 times 2, we're getting 10% extra on if we add up all our gear pieces just on the rune glass alone. We are running this in medium once again. How you get to the medium load that I have, you have to lock in and make sure your heavy chest is always heavy, your legs are always light, and then for your head, gloves, and boots, 2 pieces need to be medium and 1 piece needs to be heavy. You can make the assortment any way you want, but just 2 medium, 1 heavy in the other slots, and that will put you at 22.9 for your medium, keeping you 1 point right below so that you are not heavy, giving you the perfect maximum amount of physical and elemental resist in medium. So that is what I recommend. On a lot of our pieces, we are rocking Fire, Enchanted Ward, and Harnessing. We have 1, we have 2, and 3 here. So we have 3 of these. So you add that to the mix too as well. 2 times 3, that's going to be 6. We have 16% total damage, fire damage increase across our build that's being done. We have Refreshing Charge on here too as well. That's going to pair with our Great Axe with our charge ability. Whenever we run and we are doing our charge and we do an unpredictable strike, that means when we left click to end it manually to do our upward swing, we'll get that refresh of it cool down by 20%. I sometimes run the node, sometimes I don't run the node. I've been testing it back and forth, but I think I'm going to redo the tree and make sure it's included because I think it still is worth it using the unpredictable strike, getting that, because if you don't have unpredictable strike node selected, it's only 120% damage the final strike does. But if you do have it selected and you do go a good distance, it's going to be 160%. So you do have that way of where you can get that extra nice good chunk of change there in damage. So I do think I'll do that. We have for the boots here, Frigid Dawn pieces. And we're doing that because of the Elemental Aversion and Elemental Ward together on 1 piece. So I honestly, if you're going to need to pick what kind of heavy piece to put in the head, gloves, or boots, I would highly advise for your heavy piece, the choice I would make would be to be the Frigid Dawn piece, in my opinion. Consumables, we're going to be using Gemstone Dust and Oak Flesh. This one's going to be 35% for your elemental resist. This is going to be 35% for physical. You would use these to dampen the effects and if you're in the clump fighting, or if you've got somebody using a bolt caster or Milner or whatever, and you want to stop that, and you want to dampen their elemental absorption, you would want to use Gemstone Dust for that. Healing Pot, Regen Pot, per use normal stuff. We're rocking the Hoplite Firestaff here, Disdain Infliction, Empowering Fireball, and Keenly Jagged. That's how I have it set up there. I'm doing a Frozen Rune Glass to switch up our elements and to kind of diversify our elemental ticks. Spreading your elemental damage around is good in PvP, so that, because you know a target can't ward maximum ward for everything. So any other way that you can get in some sneaky little damage is a good way to be. So that is what we're running. And then, of course, the star of the show here is the Abyss. The main highlights here is it converts 99% of its damage all the way to Void. And since our intellect is higher, it scales off of intellect. That is why it pairs so well with the Firestaff. Comes with Abyss. That means you're going to do 15% more damage when your mana is below 100. That means you want to start with your openers with your Firestaff, rotating into using your great axe once you're close, using the Abyss once you're close, and then using it while that mana is regenning to get that 15% damage increase when you're fighting enemies. then swapping back to Firestaff, rinse to repeat. You kind of see what we're doing here to kind of keep that Abyss talent active and up all the time. Abyssal Attunement, refreshing move, and I added Enfeebling Maelstrom for fighting in clumps. The heart and the spirit of this build is all based around fighting in clumps, being tankier, and also a danger at range too as well, giving the best of both worlds. While I like being able to gauge a range, I love getting in the mix and fighting up close with players, fighting them and getting those final cuts and hits on people. So that's why I run that. The neck here, I recommend a Flame Protection neck, and I would like to have Divine on this neck, or even or if I can't get Divine, I'll go with Alchemist Reprieve, but Divine is S tier. You ideally want that, so this neck I'll be rolling soon, so I can put that on this neck and have that, because it is so good for incoming heals. For the ring, I'm using the Champion's Ring with Invigorated Punishment, Void Damage, and Hardy. Hardy so that we can double dodge and not stam ourselves. Void Damage to make our Abyss hit harder. And then Invigorated Punishment to take advantage of damage buffs that people have on them, that you run and you have, so that you can do 10% more, 1% more damage per buff in order for you to be able to hit harder. So abilities deal 1% bonus damage per buff on a player. So not yourself, but on a player. So however many buffs they have, this is going to help rise to the occasion. So if they're coming at you with 5, 6, 7 buffs, you're going to be able to hit them with 7% more damage because they're all buffed out of their minds. Tanglevine Earring, Fortifying Toast, and Nimble. And then we have the Duplicating Toast. Nimble is just great, getting that stand back faster. Fortifying Toast, you normally pop a pot when you're getting hit. Having that 20% fortify for 8 seconds really helps you re-engage faster and take less damage while being attacked. And the Duplicating Toast, who doesn't like a free drink, right? So that's why we definitely rock Duplicating Toast as well. Moving over, we're going to look at our Great Axe skill tree here as far as the talents we take. And this is the talent I was talking about, Unpredictable Strike. I do select it sometimes, and not always. I don't. Last night when I was playing, I was testing it without. I think I'm going to put it back and try it again tonight and see how I like. And I'll definitely let you guys know in the comments if I found whether or not Unpredictable Strike makes sense or not. But honestly, 45% extra damage, if it's full length of travel, just makes sense. So we'll probably end up having it back in there. And I do use Charge quite a bit. So there is that tree there. Using Charge, we use Maelstrom and also Gravity Well. Then we look at the Firestaff here. Do not take the last node in Fireball or in Pillar Fire, because both of these nodes regen mana, and we want to push our mana down as much as possible. Remember, we want to open with these, popping all of our abilities, then switch it to Abyss to suck as much mana out of our bar, so that when we swap to Abyss, we have more time with us being below full 100% mana than give us, so that we don't have to switch back to our Firestaff sooner to drain mana again with attacks. So that is why you don't take those last nodes. A little bit of a tip to you guys, and feel free to change stuff around whatever fits your play style, but that's kind of why that's done that way with those adjustments. As far as attributes, I run this with a minimum 450 int and a minimum 150 con. I have played this at 400, 200 as well. And honestly, 450, 150 feels so much better for kills, for attacks, and survivability still feels great. Honestly say with the way I have it set up, 450, 150 makes sense, and that's where I'd say I think you should rock it. So that's pretty much the build in a nutshell. The biggest things I would say that you would want to work into this build is if I had the ability to be able to put Freedom on this, I would, but I can't, because Enchanted Ward and Refreshing is something that comes with the Azoth Crystal Gloves, and you can't roll it off. So Fire Harnessing is the wild card here, which we want to keep. So we kind of just hold the L on that. But on the Frigid Dawn piece here, we can add it in here. So it comes with Elemental Version Enchanted Ward. So I will be rolling off Leeching Cyclone and sticking in there the Freedom on there as well. Freedom allows you to get out of stuns or roots faster, and we need to work more of that into the build, so that will be coming shortly, and I'll be doing that on there. But other than that, that's pretty much how the build rolls. Now, if you have any questions about the build or any questions for me about it, feel free to catch me out at twitch.tv/BabyFNelson. We are on the partner pushing towards not only getting partnered here on YouTube, but getting partnered on Twitch, and I would love to see you guys over there and your support. Link to the Twitch is in the description. And if you guys show up, pull up for your boy, I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be easy, never sleazy, and thank you for tuning in. Later.